Hello, Mock and Patched. I'm your host, Paul James, and joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Good.
Good. I love how subdued you keep in these intros. It keeps things real spicy. I'm waiting for that one where it's real good, real bad.
What's this shit?
It's fucking shit.
Horrible.
We've been demonetized now in the first 30 seconds, but good stuff.
Oh no.
Not even worried.
I found that out. That's a swear word.
What YouTube considers that a swear word?
No, because we go back to Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay.
Because you can put, when you put your little emote things, you can actually write what you can say with your little emotes.
Oh, did they censor it?
Tried to put in bugger and it said you can't do that.
Oh.
I thought, what? It's like, since when? I was like, I've been saying it to people for years and no one's got offended. I should just write in champion because that's apparently more
just champ someone, yeah.
Nice champ.
I champed a student the other day who was giving me the shits in the schoolyard. Ooh. And he kind of gave me a double take. I go, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, champ, I did.
So if you're watching, champ, I'll see you the next day of work. All right, let's get into things here. So we're basically heading into the second half of the year at this particular point. We've had Summer Games Fest, all the different showcases around that, and we thought now might be a good time to kind of talk about some of the games that we're keen on for the remainder of 2025. So we've come up with 5 each, as well as a few honourable mentions that we might toss in there at the end. Sorry, I know I said that I'd managed to order mine. Did you manage to order yours in the end, or is there any semblance of order to yours?
There's one that's at number 1. The rest are just
fair enough.
5 to 2. That's it.
Well, I'll work my way 5 down to 1. But then just hold your 1 from the end. So Matto, throw a game at me from anywhere from 5 through to 2. It doesn't matter. Kick things off for us.
2. So I'll get this one out of the way, nice and early. One I'm looking forward to playing. Again,
Ooh.
Is Gears of War.
Hey, it's my number 5. There we go.
Because yes, it is a remake, but I would just love to go back and play a game that came out 19 years ago.
Holy shit!
Because that's the original one. I haven't played the Ultimate Edition one, so it's just nice to see a good old classic game just enhanced.
Enhanced because you can play it with one of these.
Oh,
that's my
the Helldivers 2 controller.
Specifically the Helldivers control. Yeah, no. I'm excited to play Gears on PlayStation. We got close.
Who would have?
I know you said what did you say 19 years ago? So we probably got close about 15 years ago. I don't know. Did you ever see the footage? There was actually developer footage of Gears 3 running on PS3. Choppy and shit and awful, but like...
Oh, I was going to say, I think it's amazing that they actually got it to run on a PS3 because some things don't run very well on PS3s.
To be fair.
PS3 related games.
Like they weren't going to have too many issues with that because, yeah, it's your Skyrims and Fallouts and those sort of games that required a shit ton of memory to store every single possible change you could possibly make in that world. Something linear like Gears wouldn't have any problems at all. But, yeah, it was weird. Like, it was crazy to see that footage come out years after Gears 3 finally launched. It was probably maybe in the lead up to Gears 4, I reckon, that the old footage of Gears 3 running on PS3 came out. It was really, really cool. Of course, it was, it was Gears 3. We've already been there and played it, but I'm stoked to play it on PlayStation. I'm stoked to get trophies for it. I'm hoping that when it comes to the trophies for it, do you remember some of those multiplayer-based trophies they had? There was like Seriously, and then Seriously 2.0, Seriously 3.0 for each of the different Gears games, where it was like, actually I'll double-check the exact number of kills you needed, but it was like a crazy number of kills that you had to get.
Like 9,999.
Let me see, I'm looking for the image.
Oh,
killed 10,000 people in versus ranked matches total.
That's a lot.
In Gears of War multiplayer.
Oh man, that's all. I don't know what a kill death ratio would be, but that's a lot. And I can't be bothered doing that.
Yeah,
I got better games to play instead of multiplayer. People yelling at me for being rubbish. Fair enough, but
so just for me, I'm hoping that they don't bring that trophy back or that achievement back, or they do it but they scale it right down. I don't know, get 10 kills. Get 100. That's
Gets
fair.
one. Gets one kill with a lancer. Done.
Get a kill with every type of weapon. Done. But anyway, that was one of the more frustrating elements of Gears. Not that I was an achievement hunter, but certainly now that I'm looking at this game coming across to PlayStation, whilst I don't know if they do change the trophies enough, then I'm tempted to chase a platinum. Oh, geez. According to TrueAchievements.com, which is basically the PSN profiles for achievements, it takes 150 to 200 hours to unlock all the achievements in the base game. And it's just simply probably due to that one trophy in particular. Ridiculous.
For an 8-hour game.
Yep.
200 hours.
8-hour game, 150
That's
to 200
ridiculous.
hours to get the 100%.
I was going to say Cole wears a hat, but that's not one. I'm pretty sure that's 2 or 3. I can't remember
Which one was that?
which one. Where Cole finds a hat and he puts it on.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember if that was 2 or 3. It's definitely not 1. I can guarantee that. I'm going to say it's 3. Feels 3-ish. Put on a hat.
The only other thing I want leading into this launch is for them to redo the Mad World trailer. Just
Oh, yes, that too.
one more time, redo the Mad World trailer. They did it for the Ultimate Edition, but they kind of spliced a bunch of footage from the actual game in it. I would actually rather them just like one-to-one recreate the actual trailer. It was cinematic. It was a great tone setter. It wasn't at all anything that you saw in the game, but it just worked super, super well. So I really hope that they recreate that. I know that's just a marketing beat, but it's one of the best trailers ever made. So I'd love for them to recreate that one. But anyway, any other thoughts on Gears of War Reloaded since it's on both of our lists?
Hey, I'm wondering if they're going to bring out a collector's edition with a Lancer. Probably not. Because it'll go to EB, and we all know what happens if it goes to EB. Level 5.
Or you've got to be a Plus member. I think that feels like the deal these days. Which honestly,
No.
I think we spoke about this maybe off camera recently. Maybe it was even on the show. Like, they're going to find the product, I think, for everyone at some point, the collector's edition, the whatever it is, that like, you want this and you can't have this unless you're a level 5 or a Plus member. And if they dropped some fancy Gears thing, that's it for me. Well, there's a few different things for me, but Gears would be one of those. I'm crazy about Gears. Like, I've read all of the books that they've put out, played every single one of the games, went back for Hive Busters for Gears 5, the DLC that came out at the same time as the Xbox Series launch. Also played Tactics, haven't missed a single one of them along the way. I love that shit.
I need to go back and play it. I honestly should just go back and play the Ultimate Edition just for the sake of it.
Oh, don't worry about it at this point. Do you own the Ultimate Edition?
I do. I think I've just
You're
never played it.
You're just going to get reloaded anyway. It's a free upgrade. They're going to send you a code for it.
Yeah, I know, but I've got Game Pass as well, so no matter what, I'm still going to get it.
And as we record this, they're also having the multiplayer beta weekend as well. Oh, sorry, there's 2 weekends.
Oh.
For anyone who's pre-ordered it, regardless whether you're on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, whatever, you can play it this weekend just passed, and again this coming weekend as well. So get hyped for Gears. Any other Gears thoughts?
No.
All right.
I get to see Carbine again.
Which one?
Oh, Carbine. The greatest running joke in Gears games.
And then they had a poll to determine does one live or die with, was that Gears 3?
5. 5 was
it
5?
5?
One that lived. I think there was one that died and one that lived.
Carmine Paul. I'm sure it was like Gears 3, didn't they do it?
Could have been Gears 3 as well.
Because I'm pretty sure Cliffy B created a poll online to determine what was going to happen. I guess they'd kind of prepared both options, and then based on what the community. Yeah, Gears 3, he survived.
I'd say that's a shame, but
I think.
I'm not.
Anyway, so that's my number 5. You're somewhere on the list, game. I guess we'll go back to you then, since you were driving this one. Go with the next one on your list, the second game on your list.
My next one is Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
Oh yeah,
There is no release date yet, so
it'll be out this year. I'm confident.
it'll be out this year because Nintendo need some games released. Let's say it's very weird that Nintendo's come out and gone, here's Mario Kart, and we'll twiddle our thumbs for a little bit and wait. It's like, okay, cool. But yes, I am excited for Age of Imprisonment. I liked the first Hyrule Warriors, even though it wasn't much of a story to it. Then it was Age of Calamity. Great story. I enjoyed my time playing that, even though I keep saying it's much better than Breath of the Wild, and people get upset about it. Going, how dare you? It's like, no. You want to know why it's better? No broken weapons. That's why.
I
And
am
also-
mere days away from going back to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I'm
Just
still
days
looking
away.
at going. Yeah, I'm still looking at going. I need to go play Tears of the Kingdom, but at the same time, I'm just looking at going. I don't want to.
And that's fair.
yet. I should. I should go buy the Switch version and put it in my Switch too, because I am a Switch Online member.
Remember?
So free upgrade for me if I do that. I can't be bothered. But yes, so Age of Imprisonment. Like I said, I've also got to probably go play Tears of the Kingdom anyway to understand what the hell's going on in Age of Imprisonment, probably as well, because there's going to be a backstory behind it. And I'm going to go, yeah, I don't understand what the hell's going on. But hey, take over this fort, clear this guy out, win level, done. I'm all for
Yeah,
it.
pretty much. That'll work well. Look, I mean, it doesn't make my list of 5, but it is a game I'm pretty keen on. Like, I love a Musou. You can just kind of switch your brain off and mash your way through encounters. There's some cool combos, and I guess the thing that I enjoy most about games like Hyrule Warriors, unlike the Dynasty Warriors games, is that like these are characters that we know and we love. There's kind of ties to them, whether they're Zelda characters, whether it's Dragon Quest. I'm not a Persona guy, but whether it's the Persona ones, like any of these kind of franchise spin-offs that are then developed as Musous by the team who makes the Dynasty Warriors and all that. It's awesome. I love these opportunities to kind of play the franchise that I like, but in a totally different way. So this is one that's definitely going to get me playing as well, even though it doesn't make the top 5. So anything else you want to say about Hyrule Warriors?
No,
All right.
that's it.
Well, my next one is Borderlands 4.
Wow. That's your top number, what, 4?
That was
Yes,
number 4 for me, yeah.
That is my dishonorable mention.
Dishonorable mention. Oh,
Dishonorable mention.
go on, kick us off with that then. Explain why it's a
being
dishonorable
because
mention.
of Randy Pitchford's
Oh, okay.
stupid tweet about saying, "Oh, if you're a big fan, you'll buy it." And I thought about it, you go, you know what? No, I refuse.
No, you
You
don't.
clearly, no, I'm refuse. I'm holding off. It was like, nope. You give me a good reason to not buy a game, and because he's already a dickhead as is, but he's just needs what. God, like I say, he's the head runner at the Gearbox, so they can't just people at Gearbox can't just go right. Go in the office and stay away from the.
I mean, Take
the
Two can.
Twinkies.
Take
Two
Two
can.
can.
Well, maybe Take Two should just say, "Hey, Randy, knock it off. You're making us look bad." And then
Yeah.
there's all the fact too that people are review bombing the other games for stupid reasons, for whatever. I don't know why, but that's the only reason why. Because I thought, Randy, you're an idiot.
So what if it isn't whatever it nets out to be Australia? We'll see, because of course Australia tax and all that sort of bullshit. But if it doesn't end up being the $80, it ends up being 70, and then it converts to whatever it converts to for us. What do you do then if the price doesn't go up?
Or think about it.
Okay, so the $10 difference here is the sticking point, and Randy being a
Yes.
dickhead about it.
Yes, but hey,
Fair.
if the $10 makes all that difference, yes, I will think about it.
What if I give you $10 at the time?
I don't think that's going to fix anything. It's Australian dollars, not US.
Sorry, I'll give you 25 Australian dollars that end up being
Ooh.
about $2. In fact, you would have made a profit in that scenario. Or
I
less
would.
of a loss. Less of a loss.
Who knows? It
We'll
could
see.
get worse.
We'll visit this one later. But I'm real keen on Borderlands 4. The game's looking awesome. they're not really trying to show off the humor too much for the most part yet, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because obviously that's been a huge part of the Borderlands franchise for years, but they kind of missed the target with Borderlands 3. I feel like you played Tiny Tina's Wonderlands?
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I felt like they kind of got it back in. Admittedly, Tiny Tina's a strange unit, more so than most in the Borderlands franchise. But I felt like they kind of got the writing back on point with that one. So that leaves me confident that I guess my biggest concern from Borderlands 3 is not going to be an issue here. In terms of the moment-to-moment gameplay, Borderlands 3 still felt really, really good. The loot cycle was good. It felt like from time to time it was a little bit too... they were almost throwing out too many legendaries. And so it kind of devalued them a little bit. But there's been a comment, I think, actually from Randy, where he actually said, like, we've heard that feedback... and we're going to try and fix it with Borderlands 4. Now, I don't know how they fix it, whether they just dial down the percentage frequency or some RNG tweaking, whatever it is. But I'm glad to hear that, because that was probably, on the gameplay front, probably the one big weakness for me. But Borderlands 3 was otherwise still a lot of fun. And if they can get that writing right in particular, there's no reason why Borderlands 4 can't be a serious Game of the Year contender for me at the end of the year. So... they're my thoughts on that one.
My biggest concern for Borderlands 4 is the one that really frustrated me in 3 is the use of characters from past games.
Yeah, as in you didn't like how much they relied on them.
No, the lack of.
Oh, the lack
in
of
3, lack of, because you look at something like Brick, Mordecai, and Tiny Tina in 3 compared to 2. It's like they barely had any presence in 3. Like in 2 they'll sort of part of the main story and all that, and then sort of characters from Borderlands 2 sort of didn't really exist in 3,
except for Hammerlock, and Hammerlock is the worst of all the Borderlands 2 characters as far as I'm concerned. I know lots of people love him, but
for some reason the DLC characters got more attention in the DLC than the actual main characters. I mean, there were 2 that appeared, which was Zero, which Zero did basically nothing in Borderlands 3 except, oh hey, go assassinate this target for me. It's like, is that what they're using you for? And then there was the Siren. I forget what her name was. Is it Maya?
There's Maya and Lilith, are the 2 main sirens from the franchise.
Maya was from 2, and then how long was Borderlands 3 come out? It was like 6 years ago?
2019.
Okay, so time has passed. So Maya dies, and I found that incredibly annoying because she was barely in it. But, oh, cool. We have a new lead character here to help us, and then death. And I thought,
nope.
That's incredibly annoying. And then Salvador and Axon, nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that annoyed me.
No, there was certainly some problems with Borderlands 3, but I'm confident that they're going to get it right. And then if it turns out they don't absolutely nail that side of it, hopefully it's not as bad as what they did with Borderlands 3. But even if they don't absolutely nail it on a gameplay front, like I'm going to be playing that for ages. I'm going to be looking to party up with you if you buy the game, and others to do a bunch of co-op. So,
about it.
All right, 10. That's it. Price is done.
No, but also too, if my biggest hope is, don't put anyone in from the Tales of the Borderlands games. That's all I say.
I can deal with that.
I can deal with it, but not everyone's going to be playing it. Because
well, no.
It was like with 3, because you had to have a DLC in between 2 and 3 to understand what the hell was going on, because you had... What was that dude's name? I forgot what his name was.
Are we talking about like characters from Tales of the Borderlands, or...?
Yeah, the guy from Hyperion, who sort of... He's in the DLC, like, that's links 2 and 3 up. It was the free DLC.
Like, as in one of the main characters, like Reese.
Wasn't Reese, it was the guy who hung around with Reese. I know he's played by Chris Hardwick, I know that much.
Oh.
Vaughn, that's the one, Vaughn.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry, yeah, getting my... Okay, cool.
Yeah, Vaughn. And then there's also the fact that between 2 and 3, if you didn't play Tales of the Borderlands, you're going to be asked the question of, where's Scooter? Because that was not explained.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's some interesting ones. I'd have to. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with this one. Well, back over to you then, I think, because yeah, Borderlands 4 was mine. Yeah, it's back over to you for your what would be number 3? Your third
Number
game.
3. So we did talk about this one last week. It was in the Xbox showcase. It was The Outer Worlds 2.
An honourable mention for me, not a dishonourable
mention.
one, just an honourable mention.
Honorable mention. Yeah. So, like I said, we talked about it last week. Space, something that Starfield could have made, but didn't. They made something that was dated. It felt like 2011 with their loading stores and all this stuff, and humor. That's the thing. Humor. That's the one that wins me for the Outer Worlds 2. Is just humor.
They got to nail
And
it.
I can't wait for Obsidian to just carry Xbox over the line again.
3 games in a year.
Again.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I just don't know. It's crazy that somehow they can get multiple games out in a year, and all these other studios they have just make one every 5 years.
Well, we've just spoken about Borderlands. 6 years. I suppose
yeah,
Tiny Tina was in the middle.
Yeah, that may or may not be good. That's with the Xbox studios, not Outer Worlds 2. Because
Yeah,
Obsidian,
fair.
I would say Obsidian haven't had a terrible game. But at the same time, I sort of feel like they haven't had great games. I could be wrong on that. I'm just trying to figure out what else Obsidian
I'm gonna
has made.
bring up there. Well, they've done things like that Alpha Protocol, for example, back on the PS3 and 360, which was divisive, but I still think overall people were like, it's at least all right. That was actually for me. That was kind of like my big introduction to Obsidian, having missed KOTOR and everything at that point in time. So their first game was Knights of the Old Republic 2 Sith Lords. They did Neverwinter Nights 2, then Alpha Protocol, Fallout New Vegas, Dungeon Siege 3, South Park Stick of Truth, Pillars of Eternity, Skyforge.
Hey,
which
did they do Stick of Truth?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which was a bit of a mess because they were with THQ, and then they like THQ fell apart, and so then they got partnered with Ubisoft to finish the job. Skyforge, which is not a game that I'm familiar with. No, don't know. It's an MMO of some sort. Pathfinder Adventures, Armored Warfare. So there's a few like smaller name games here. Tyranny, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, The Outer Worlds, Grounded, Pentiment, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, Grounded 2. They've just exploded since 2018 in particular. So there was Pillars in 2018, Outer Worlds 2019. They've then kind of been hard at work there in the meantime, but then Grounded with its full 1.0 release in 2022, of course. Actually, when did it? Initially released in early access in 2020, so far only 2021 is a year that they've not put something out in any capacity. 2022 for Pentiment, 2025 then for Avowed, 2025 for Outer Worlds 2, and 2025 for Grounded 2, which is early access.
Again.
They're beasts. God tier studio.
So I'm excited to play Space Game again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good.
A true Space Game. Not true Space Game, that's a lot.
Yeah, cop that, Starfield.
Take that. Name a better Space Game. All of them.
Mass Effect, that's it.
Except Chores. Chores could go below.
Chores
could go below Starfield because that's where it belongs.
That's Chorus for anyone who's new to the show. That stupid font on their title.
Yes, they accidentally did a typo and wrote Chores instead of Chorus or whatever the hell it's meant to be called. And it didn't go well.
No. Well, we didn't let it go.
Studio. Is the studio still around? Are they gone? Are they gone?
Look it up.
Wasn't it Blackwater or something? The one that did Saints Row. They're gone. I could be wrong. Did you spell Chorves? That's incorrect.
I spelled it that way because, anyway, the Chorus is a 2021 space game. Fish Labs, Deep Silver. So no, Fish Labs develop it, so no, it's gonna be fine. They're still a studio.
Deep Silver is not.
No, Deep Silver is still a thing. They're just part of Embracer Group.
Who made Saints Row then? I can't, because they're the ones that.
No,
that's Valiant.
Fish Labs have just ported some of the stuff, but Volition
Oh.
for the team.
Ah, that's the one. Yes.
But yeah, since Chorves, they've put out Valheim, which was a pretty popular like PC game for a fair while, if I remember. It was like a survival game. And then they did Goat Simulator 3,
Oh wow.
which, whatever we think what we think about Goat Sim, but like people lose their shit over that. So anyway, that's that one. Well, my number 3 is a game that we discussed. We discussed last week as one of, I think, my top 5 from the whole Summer Games Fest period. It's Mina the Hollower. I've gone and played the demo now, and it's 100% like that old Link's Awakening sort of top-down perspective, the same sort of Game Boy Color graphics, but it just feels really, really good to play. This is the same team that did Shovel Knight for people without that context. Now, Shovel Knight came out. We're talking about, Obsidian and how quickly they can churn out games. Shovel Knight was their last full game. That was 2014 that game came out.
So long ago.
They committed during the Kickstarter campaign, which I backed the Kickstarter for Shovel Knight, so I might actually, while we're doing this, I might go back and work out just how long ago that was that I backed it. It was also pointed out to me just while I'm searching that out, that I've been losing my shit over Silksong, but as a Hollow Knight backer, I'm actually entitled to Silksong straight away, so they would have to notify the Kickstarter backers, me sitting here hoping for a stealth drop. They would have to notify the Kickstarter backers to go, hey, what platform do you want? So there's no way that one can or should slip through my radar. But anyway, here we are. But no, while I'm finding that detail out, like Shovel Knight was awesome, but not Hollow Knight. Now I'm a bit too busy talking about Hollow Knight. Mina the Hollower is shaping up really, really well. Holy shit, I backed Shovel Knight. The estimated delivery for the game initially was 2013.
They're a bit late, if that's the case.
Well, that was like that, and then they delivered it. Yeah, I think it was 2014. But I'm gonna try and scroll back through all of their Kickstarter updates as we go. This might take me a while. But it's
long night.
It's gonna be a lot of scrolling. Showing 10 of 77 updates. Because since then, like one of the big promises with their campaign was that they were going to give everyone, a bit like Hollow Knight, they were going to give everyone the DLC, and then they put out so much DLC that they can, a lot of these things that could have absolutely been standalone games, and they kind of were in ways if you weren't initially a Kickstarter backer. So it just took an eternity, took 5 or 6 years at least, probably to deliver all of that stuff. Then there's been spin-offs that they've worked on with other teams, Shovel Knight Dig and all those sorts of games along the way. And then finally they got to work on Mina the Hollower. It's just kind of ridiculous how... Oh, damn it, I just clicked on an update. Is that going to take me back to the top now? It did.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Anyway, I'll keep scrolling and find that answer out before the end of the show. But yeah, Hollow Knight... Sorry, damn it.
Shovel Knight.
I'm talking about Hollow Knight shortly. But Shovel Knight was awesome. Mina the Hollow is shaping up really, really well as well. So super keen to see how that one eventuates. I'm into my final 7 updates now. I finally managed to get going. The first update on the Shovel Knight Kickstarter was March 19th, 2013. And it was the promise that if funded, Shovel Knight will be coming to Wii U and 3DS.
Wow. Wii U.
Wii U and 3DS, which is where I got it for, by the way.
So you can tell it's been a long time when the words of Wii U get mentioned somewhere. Oh, man.
Good times. And then, yeah, the game finally came out in 2014, and then it's been, 11 years. So good on them, but let's churn your games out a little bit faster, okay? Right, back over to you for your, I guess, second last game.
Last game.
Yeah.
Yes. Second last game. I reckon this will also be a game on your list too. I reckon it is Ghost of Utah.
There's my number 2.
And I'm just excited to see Sucker Punch come back with a game where we can be a real ninja instead of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I still haven't played Shadows yet. I actually
Me either. I've actually not played it either.
I booted it for like a moment thinking I was going to play it. Didn't get a chance to. Then I tried to delete my trophies because it still sits on 0%. For some reason, it keeps coming back. Like it's forcing me to play it because I can't look at that 0%. So, thanks Ubisoft.
I'm just hoping we get a horse. We get to ride it in the wind again. And just hopefully they just fix up some small things from Ghost of was it Tsushima?
Tsushima, technically.
No, I thought I was getting my words mixed up. I thought, no, please don't think I'm thinking of something else when.
Nah, you got it.
Right. Got it. So hopefully they just fix up a few small things, nothing big. It's just maybe a more exciting story instead of, oh hey, I got to kill this. Was it a shogun or something? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, the Mongolians. They were killing the Mongolians.
Yeah, it's just pretty much a revenge mission. Hope something of a more exciting story. Well, it's probably going to be revenge. Let's not lie, but as long as they keep, not some things like maybe get rid of the fox thing. I don't want to follow a fox. Or
not so many foxes. Actually,
not so many hot springs as well, or haikus.
Yeah,
just all those activities.
They just need to change a few, have a few additional activities so that you can do less of all of them.
You can keep the bamboo cutting in. I'm okay with that. Or fighting legendary samurais, if that's what they're called.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called.
There was some. Yeah, there was.
I don't know if they're called legendary ones or they had another name.
They're kind of epics of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah. They keep that in. Fine. Just those small, I would say, little pissy ones, like you said, the haiku ones, the hot. Oh no, actually, hot springs will give you more health, didn't it? Maybe something of an improvement.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe the main thing is the things that we want to see there, things where there's like some sort of gain to it, and you're not just collecting, or not just collecting for a skin, as well.
Something. Oh yes.
I don't mind some of the skins, but like it's just again probably too many.
Yes. I mean, I did find a good one in Ghost of Tsushima. It's just a basket on my head, and I thought, this is the greatest outfit ever. I thought it was the greatest outfit. I thought, this is great.
Well, they had that, but they also had, like God of War ones. They had Sly Cooper ones. They had all sorts of different things in there. But that was on top of a lot of, like, other more Japanese-inspired ones. So it just became a lot. They could probably afford to dial it back just a little bit. But I guess we're complaining about having too much of a good thing at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna.
That's true.
I'm not gonna get too upset if they do it. But it's more. Yeah. I think more the completionist in me is the one that's going. Don't do so much of that again. Because I think a bit like what we were saying with Gears, obviously slightly different, game length. But I was like, okay, got this done in 30. 80 hours later, I got the platinum. Like, oh.
They say as long as things I would like to see them leave alone. The combat. No need to change that.
Yep.
It's fine as it was. The stealth, you don't need to change that. That was fine. Horse riding, don't need to change that.
Just make pretty environments for us to run through and it'll be fine.
Yes, you don't need to. I honestly don't think they need to change much in this form of combat or anything like that. It's just, like we said, those little small things. That's it. You don't have to. I think they don't have to do anything. Say, wow. I say, if it's an improved story, it's a winner. That's all I say.
Yeah, that's fair. I really want to play this game. Certainly on the AAA side, it is my most anticipated. Now I've already kind of clearly made it obvious to people what my number one is. But as far as AAAs are concerned, this is the top dog for me by a long, long way. Like Borderlands is on that list, Gears is on that list, but there's a long, long gap between them. It's taken too long to get to this point, and then I'm hoping, but when we get there, I hope it's amazing, and then I'm hoping for like a Legends, Ghost of Tsushima Legends style follow up. I'd love to see all those sorts of things. Give me everything. I don't care. Throw as much as you like at me. This will be, at this point, what? They delivered late in the PS4 generation with Tsushima. Now we're mid to late with the PS5, so I don't necessarily expect to see him back again this generation, unfortunately, which is ridiculous with the development times and all that. But fine. It is what it is. You may as well just throw the absolute kitchen sink at it. Like spend another year after the game comes out, just delivering like a Legends 2, maybe an Iki Island style expansion, all that sort of stuff. And then spend the last 2-ish, maybe 3 years of the PS5 generation cranking out whatever comes next, whether it's a sequel to this one, whether it's a new IP, whether you're going back to Infamous or whatever it happens to be. Work on that one and then deliver it really early on in the generation. You know,
When
within
you
the
mean
first
like
18 months.
when you say kitchen sink, actually do the proper kitchen sink saying. Don't do a Jim Ryan kitchen sink and
Oh, yeah.
deliver nothing.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Promise lots, deliver nothing. So I guess that leaves us with number 1 then, which we've just both come up with the same number 2. So, Matto, what's your most anticipated game for the remainder of the year?
My most anticipated game of the year is Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Bullshit.
No, it's not. It is not. No, mine is Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, sweet. A really good choice.
Because we've seen the previews of it. It looks amazing. I'm all for giving the whole mouse configuration thing a go too, because I haven't done that yet. Funny enough, I had my Switch 2 for a week, and then I realized I thought, oh yeah, you can put this on the side. Didn't do it for Mario Kart or anything. I just realized like, oh, because they don't give you any instructions.
No, there's nothing.
On how to start up that damn thing, because I almost broke my dock trying to find the input to put the HDMI. On the box it says, oh hey, just plug it into this USB port. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to put it into the dock. I almost broke it. It was like, what the hell's going on? Then I plugged it. It's like, oh, it's got instructions on the Switch. Like, that's stupid. Just
It's
give
not
me a
great.
book next time. It's not. But that's the only criticism I've got of the Switch 2. That's it. But we saw the gameplay of it with I don't know what they called it, their fun house or whatever it was. Man with
Oh, the
Afro hair.
treehouse. Yep. Oh, mate, the hair. The hair.
I say, if you ever want to do a Nintendo Direct in America or North America, whatever, just get that guy to do it. I will sit through. It's like some people at PlayStation fairs with Mark Cerny.
Mark Cerny.
And
Yeah.
them, Mark Cerny. That's me with the Afro guys. Give me him anytime and I'll listen to anything he's got for Nintendo. I don't care if it's shit. You could go get those stupid cardboard cutout things again and I'll buy them. Whatever.
That's fair.
So give me Afro Man back. But, like we said, saw the gameplay of it. It looks brilliant. Like, oh, hey, this is in 4K. I was like, oh, wow.
It looks
I've
so
never been
good.
I've never been so amazed by graphics in my life. I've been a guy who's like, yeah, so what? I don't care what the game looks like. And when we got that first look of that game, I thought, whoa. I don't know why. I was just so amazed by it. It's just, we've had plenty of other first-person shooter games out there, you know. Call of Duty, they spent billions on that. Couldn't care less what that looks like. Didn't even care it was the last thing in the Xbox showcase, like most other people. With the guy from Heroes. So you know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what that means. When you got a celebrity in a game, it's generally
It's going to be
bad.
shit. Or it's just Call of
That's
Duty
it.
because they've done that a few times, right?
And I don't think those ones have been good either, going off with Kevin Spacey and Jon Snow.
Yeah, actually, you could be right. I don't know.
Oh, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. He's not as popular as those other two, so who knows?
Yeah, he
Oh,
just could be a
Milo.
B-grade actor these days.
Yeah, I forgot he still existed. You know, things are bad. We go, oh, it's that guy from Heroes, a TV show that came out what, 20 years ago? It's been a while.
It was like 2008 or thereabouts. So yeah.
Close enough. But I'm not
Oh
talking
no,
about Call of Duty.
that's when it like finished. Yeah, we're probably talking like 2004.
Oh, jeez.
Good times.
I'm
Good show.
so old. It could have a beer now, that show.
I've got the old DVDs kicking around here somewhere.
Oh, and oh man, when you say DVDs, you ask kids these days, you say, oh, I got it on Blu-ray. They say, what's that? It's like, really?
And yet we
That
can go back
hurts.
to DVD, and hell, we can even go back to VHS. So we're really the best generation.
Yes. But Metroid Prime 4, I cannot wait. I'm excited for it. It's been almost the same time as Shovel Knight getting made. No, it's actually earlier, way earlier than that.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't remember when Metroid Prime 3 came out. It's like 2009? I'm gonna quickly look it up.
8 or 9.
Let's just say a long time ago. Give me 3.
2007.
2007. Wow. Oh man. I'm excited. I can't wait.
It's gonna be good.
Let's just hope. Oh no, it will be. Let's be honest. It's like, will it be good? Yeah, it's a Nintendo game. Of course, it's going to be good. But it's also the fact
Pretty
too,
much,
that
yeah.
they scrap the. I'd like to see. I wonder if there'll be a demo of the old one, and you can get to compare the one that's finally made to the one was supposed to be made. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
It'll get leaked somewhere. No, it won't.
That'd be interesting.
It would be
But,
interesting, but yeah,
you don't see those sort of things come out in Nintendo basically ever. So
it's been
whatever.
put in the bin for good.
Well, you joked about it, but my number one is Hollow Knight Silksong, and I don't really need to say a huge amount about this. We now have it. Well, not. It's confirmed from Sarah Bond during the press conference, but then also from Team Cherry's PR guy afterwards that it is coming out this year. It won't be the way Sarah Bond made it sound like it was actually tied to the launch of the ROG Ally or ROG Ally X or the Xbox edition of those.
This is an Xbox thing, yes.
This is an Xbox, the handheld thing. It's not tied to that, but when the handheld comes out, Hollow Knight will be out day and date with that. So what we know at the very least is Hollow Knight will be out before that thing. So as soon as we get a date for that, we know Hollow Knight will come out before it. So I'm really excited for the ROG Ally X now as a result. Just because that narrows that window down even closer. But then, yeah, as I said before, like the realization recently that as a Kickstarter backer, I'll have to know, not necessarily the date, but there'll have to be a communication about platforms, and at which point, holy shit, it just goes wild at that particular point. But anyway, the same old things we've been saying for years. Like I played this in 2019 at PAX Australia. It was really, really good then. I don't know what they've been doing for the last 6 years, but it better result in a damn good game. Anyway, we'll know nice and soon. There's not a lot more I really need to say about Silksong. Really hyped about it. It's doing some really cool stuff, I hope. Seems to be. They're promising big things. And if not, if that goes to shit, well, there's also that game Crowsworn, which is basically Hollow Knight 2.0. So, then I'll just shift my attention to that one, which I also Kickstarter backed. So, good stuff. Anyway, I won't say much more about that because I feel like for years I've been talking about it, and honestly, outside of me playing it in 2019, there's not much to say really. They haven't shown much, so it is what it is. Let's get into some of those honourable mentions. You had a dishonourable mention that you went through.
I've done that. I do have honourable mentions as well.
Go for it.
I've got 2. I've got Professor Layton and the New World of Steam.
Oh yeah, is that this year?
Well, I looked on a list that said it was this year, but will it be? I don't know. It could be wrong, right? The list I looked at could be incorrect. If it is,
no, it's still planned for this year, which would be a good get for Nintendo.
So I'm excited for that if it comes out. That's the thing. Honorable mention, couldn't fit in the list. And the second one is coming out next month. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Oh, nice.
Played the demo on the weekend. Well, weekend. I'm sold. Give me money. Oh, you can take my money. You can have the $10 that Paul.
Here's my money.
Give me. I was playing on Games Pass.
That's fair.
Either one.
For me, I actually I had only a few when we first got started, but I've added a couple to it as the show's gone on. Metroid Prime was one of those, so that's already covered off. Donkey Kong Bonanza is one I'm pretty keen on. That's obviously only a couple of weeks away as of when this comes out. I've gone hands-on with it. I enjoyed it.
I don't like the design of Donkey Kong these days. They changed his eyes. I don't like it.
I don't mind that, but
I know it's more kid-friendly compared to old Donkey Kong, which would just looked like he was going to murder you with that face.
It just seems like it's more consistent with the movie.
There you go. I didn't pay attention to the movie.
Yeah,
I did.
Okay. It's the Donkey Kong of the movie. Outer Worlds 2, we've already spoken about. That's on my list there. And then the 2 that I kind of added during the show were Final Fantasy Tactics. I couldn't go a whole episode without acknowledging a Final Fantasy somewhere along the way. I'm not crazy about Tactics. I'm also still shitty that that was the one that got announced rather than Final Fantasy 9 during all these showcases this week. Fuck Jeff Keighley. But still keen to play it later in the year. And Moonlighter 2. I don't know if you know of the original one. It was kind of a little roguelike, which is usually not a genre for me, but it was kind of a, you know, Link to the Past style, kind of top-down action game. But by day you would run this shop. By night you would go into go out into the cave, which, you know, big dungeon nearby. And you'd bring, like, gradually you'd make your way deeper and deeper through it, but you were collecting loot, bringing it back. You would then sell those things at your shop, which you'd then use the money for to reinvest in improving your own gear and getting your own stuff better, so you could then go back into the cave and move deeper and deeper into it. So it was this nice loop that just kept feeding the core part of the action. And the sequel's coming out in a few months, so
Oh, there's a demo on Steam.
yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's a really, really cool game. And look, I'm not necessarily wild about roguelikes, but because I don't know, it's being done to death. But this was a really good one, like a really, really good one, the original one. So maybe check out that demo. The first one was totally top-down 2D. I've downloaded the demo. I haven't checked it out yet. I've done Hollow Knight. Sorry, Mina the Hollower, but not Moonlighter 2 yet. And maybe had I done that, Moonlighter 2 might have slipped into the top 5. I don't know, but just on hype alone, it's there or thereabouts. So that's all of them for me. Anything else you want to add? Anything else sprung to mind before we wrap this one up?
Yeah. Power Wash Simulator 2.
Get around it.
That's it.
Is that this year?
I think so.
That'd be awesome.
It was in a list of games coming out with no date yet.
Power Wash Simulator 2 release date out late 2025. Nice. Day and date purchase. Well, viewers, listeners, if you've got any games that you in particular are keen on, you agree with our list, disagree with our list, have your own, share them in the comments on YouTube, hit us up on socials if you've got thoughts there as well. Keen to hear them. Otherwise, we'll wrap things up there. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched. We've got Let's Plays, there's Shorts, and a whole bunch more. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. Lower tiers, early access. Higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there are socials. Matto
Fell.
Paul, James Games, myself. The website is player2au. And until next time, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.